Welcome ESL to race 4 on the Cup Series schedule. We are at Martinsville, and we know how short track racing can be. Tempers can flare at this track. There's not many lanes for passing, that is for sure. You either usually have to dive to the inside to make a pass, or you have to move them out the way, and that means put the bumper to them. So we'll see what drivers get aggressive today here at Martinsville. As Tyler Rogalski is on the pole, Ace Howard is on the outside in the first row. He's currently third in points. Hunter Hustis, he's locked into the playoffs. He's in the second row, as well as Freddie Trammell. He's been having some speed, but he has been just running into trouble, it seems like. But the last race, he did pretty okay. In the third row is James Spelt and Matt Jones. In the fourth row, Ace Blade, and the last race winner, Eric of Belmont. And that rounds out your top 10 as we get ready for some racing here at Martinsville. This definitely isn't your usual Martinsville type of racing that we're used to. As we get ready to get this one underway, pace car comes off the track as we wait for the green flag. The green flag waves and we are underway. Tiger Rogalski takes the lead as we head into turn 1. You see the 48 trying to get there to the bumper of the 32. The 40, oh, and the 48 tries to turn the 32, looks like. That definitely brings out the caution already. We'll take a look at the replay in a second. As the pace car goes out on the track, everyone is kind of waiting for that pace car. As we didn't waste no time with a caution. There was a few cars that got caught up in that. And let's take a look to see what happened. As they go around turn 1, everything looks pretty good. The 48 is on the bumper of the 32. And there it is. He just pushes him. He puts the bumper to him for sure. Let's take a look at it in slow-mo here. Try to change the view here. You see the 48 on the outside. He's behind Ace Howard. He definitely puts the bumper to him. He has the bumper to him the whole time. The 24 gets caught up. The 18, they're innocent in all this, and they just get caught up. 2 cars from Brew Crew already caught up in this mess. Let's take a look one more time. He has the bumper to him all the way around the turn out to the exit. And the 32 gets very loose. But nothing really looks like happens to the 32. It looks like he's going to come out unscathed here. That is Martinsville for you for sure. I mean, you either going to make a lane and put the bumper to him and move him, or you're going to dive to the inside to try to make a pass on entry. Those are really, there's not really options, a lot of options here at Martinsville to make a pass. I mean, it is very early on. I don't know why you want to be that aggressive to start the race. We're going 125 laps. And we'll see if what happens to the 24 and the 48. Did they suffer any damage, or maybe even any engine damage? You just don't know until we get going. I don't see anyone in the pits right now. That could definitely change. There's the 25 of Lotus Lee. Ooh, he runs into the 2 there. Behind him is the 0. Look at the bumper of him. I don't see many cars not having damage coming out of here. That is for sure. And it looks like we're going to have the 1 to go here. Ooh, no. Mitchell O'Brien gets into the 25 again. Green flag waves, and we are back to racing. Eric Belmont goes to the inside. And he's going to take 3rd place. He's looking to go back-to-back. A great race in race 3 of the season. He's already locked into the playoffs. Now Mitchell O'Brien is on pit road. And it's word of a cut tire. And what is going down? Everyone's slowing down again. And we have another caution. Already 2 quick cautions back to back. And you know what they say, cautions breed cautions. And we're in a half-mile track with 40 cars on the track. And there's not a lot of room at all. Let's try to see if we could figure out what happened here. And it looks like the 19 gets into the 1-7. That's Adion from Northern Lights. So Lost City. Ooh, and Thomas Noble takes a shot. Let's back this up a little. And it looks like he literally puts the bumper to him. Let's change the view. The 19, the 170 gets very loose there. He's still pretty loose. The 19 just puts the bumper to his rear left there. And this 170 just can't hold it together. Spins out. The 5 is there and the 30 with a shot to the 170. We'll see if that 170 stays out on the track. So 2 quick cautions already here at Martinsville. We're only about 10 laps in. It's already been a few wrecks. Drivers getting very impatient here early on. The 27 is on pit road. Looks like he was just changing some tires. Doesn't look like there's a lot of damage on that car. They're just holding him so he can get to the back of the line here. He's probably lost a lap, most likely. Yes, he did. There's the 38, William Thompson. He was on pit road too. And he's 2 laps down. So he must have had some issues in these cautions because cars get bunched up here. There's nowhere to go. They race to the, even though the caution's out, they still race to the line. So a lot can happen if you're in the way or if you were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. We've seen it already happen this season. We should get the 1 to go, and we do. Right now it's Tiger Rogalski, Ace Howard, and Eric Belmont. Matt Jones and Javier Vasquez, those are your top 5. As we get ready for the restart. Lost City Racing looking to go 3 in a row. Can they do it? We will see. This pace car is on pit road. Green flag waves, and we are back to racing. Can Ace Howard take the lead away from the 43? So it looks like Rogalski's pulling away just by a few car lengths, not by much. It's Ace Howard in second, Eric Belmont in third. As you can see, that 9 is trying to find an opening. He gets a little loose there coming out of exit there in turn 4. And the 48 is on pit road. We know he was caught up in that incident early on. We'll see if he comes back out on the track. And Tyler Rogalski's pulling away from the second and third place car. There's Ace Howard currently in 5th. Looks like he moved up to 4th. But right now it's Rogalski. A few car lengths. As he slows down, and there's another caution. 3rd caution of the day already. So everyone's bunching up here a little as they wait for the pace car. It looks like the pace car hit the wall. He's trying to gather himself together there. Finally gets in front of the field. Even the pace car wants in on the caution action. We'll take a look what brought out this caution. Let's have a look. Looks like Ani got in trouble. Let's see if we could see what happened. As Robert Cron is behind him. Robert Cron is trying to look for an opening. He gets to the bumper there, and there puts the bumper to the 23. Robert Cron does. Doesn't look like any serious damage on that 23. We'll keep a close eye on him. So Robert Cron, he wanted to get by the 23, and he kind of forced the 23 out his way. It's Tyler Rogalski, still your leader. Ace Howard second. Eric Belmont third. Ace Blade has moved up to fourth. Matt Jones currently in fifth. As we should get the one to go. Next time by here. We do get the one to, no, we don't, not yet. So we'll get the one to go next time by. As we check on the 23, the 23 is on pit road. A lot of smoke coming out the rear end of that car. So the 23 has trouble. And we getting word that it's a gearbox for the 23. And he's headed straight to the garage. So Ani's day might be over. It looks like it. So even though it wasn't a serious wreck, something happened there and caused some damage to that gearbox. To that gearbox or to that engine, one of the two, but definitely looks like his day is over, has ended. As the pace car goes on the track. And let's see if we can get a little green flag run going on here. It's been caution since the start almost. As the green flag waves. So Tyler Rogalski trying to hold on to the lead. As we have a battle for second, Eric Belmont dives in and takes the position away. And that's what you have to do. That's what I was mentioning earlier. You're either going to have to dive it in there or put the bumper to him. There's not many lanes here. It's a half-mile track. That's how short racing is. That's what it's all about. Ooh, as a 32 gets loose there, almost hits the wall. The 119 is going to get by. The 119 moves up to third. Ace Blade showing a little speed. He's been moving up. I think he started around 8th or so. And he's already, as cars dive to the inside, all the cars. Not sure what is going on. As we have another caution. It looks like the cars are trying to avoid something out on the track. I've lost what number caution this is. Losing track, maybe it's the 4th one as the pace car hits that barrier once again. I want to say this is the 4th caution of the day. And let's try to figure out what happened this time. It looks like the issue was with Chris Del Roe. He seems okay there. He's going around the turn. Still looks fine. No issues. And there, his car just died there on the track. Ooh, the 170 again. Rams him. But his car just died there. Now we getting word that he has a fuel problem. So his fuel just cut off. And that's the reason why the car just died there right in the worst possible spot. That's why cars were just trying to avoid that area. The 170 couldn't avoid him. It gets to the back of him. And we'll see if that 15 of Chris Del Ro comes back out, but tough start for him this season. He's still on pit road, so that is a good sign. I mean, if you know your day's over, that's okay, but at least if you could get back, you know, if you know your day's not over, excuse me, you want to get back out on the track and at least get some points, because at this rate of everything that's happening, man, you might have a top 20 finish and still have a decent points day. You don't want to come out of here with a little bit of points, you know, because if you don't get in by a win in the playoffs, you're going to have to get in by points. So every point is extremely important. And the number 8 of Sebastian, he was on pit road. He had some type of wheel damage, probably a cut tire most likely. So he has to go to the end of the line. I think this was caution number 4. I'm starting to lose track here. It's very slow going early on in this race. It's just a lot of drivers were impatient, but that last caution didn't have to do with drivers. It was just a mechanical failure there. Looks like either the fuel pump, something went out. And the green flag is waving, and we are underway once again. Tiger Rogalski has been in the lead this whole time. Eric Belmont in second, Ace Blade in third. And it didn't take long for another caution to come out. And this is what starts happening. Cautions breed cautions. As everyone's waiting for that pace car again. It looks like the 16 got into the 19 up there. Back there. We're about 32 laps in, and this is the 5th caution of the day. At this track, the record cautions is 11 in real life. We're almost halfway there, pretty much halfway there. Let's take a look what happened here in this 5th caution of the day. It was between the 5 and probably Robert. Oh, and the 5 turns the 77. Oh, and the 30 and the 02 get into it. Man, Gunny took a shot. Man, this is the 2nd time this season that Gunny's just been at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's the 5 turns to 77. There you see Gunny there and Thomas Noble. They both take a shot to the 77. Man, that 77 took a few good licks there. But that 5 of Stephen Waters, he is your points leader. Definitely turned a 77. He's got the bumper to him right there, coming out of the exit there. Gunny just had nowhere to go. As well as Thomas Noble. That's the second time Thomas Noble has hit someone. I mean, not by choice. He just had nowhere to go. So the fifth caution of the day. In your top 10, Tyler Rogalski, your leader. Eric Belmont, second. Ace Blade, third. Javier Vasquez, fourth. 32 of Ace Blade, fifth. Evan Ethel, having a good run. In sixth. Joe Beatty, seventh. Matt Jones, eighth. Rhett Sawyer, ninth. And the 10 of Doug Britton rounds out your top 10. Let's see if we can get a long green flag run here. I think we're due. We have 25 cars on the lead lap. Tyler Rogalski has been in the lead the whole way. And the green flag waves, and we are racing once again. The 119 goes to the inside of the 9. He's going to try to move him out the way. And can he take second place away? You can tell the 9 is very loose. And the 119 of Ace Blade is going to take that position. Now the 7 is going to try to do the same. He's going to dive it in there, and he's going to take the spot away. The 9 has to get back in line here. Eric Belmont to fourth, Ace Blade to fifth. Chest to chest on pit road. Tyler Rogalski crosses the line. And we have another caution, sixth caution of the day. I don't know what's in the water here at Martinsville, but man, we've had some very aggressive racing. Not sure if that's what triggered the caution, but we're about to find out. Let's have a look here. Stephen Waters is involved once again. The 17 goes way high there. Robert Cron. Nothing happens there yet. Right there, he just clips it. Oh, and chest to chest coming out on pit road. Takes a shot. No fault of his own, but the 5. I think that's the second time that the 5 causes a wreck. Because he turned the 77, and now he turns the 17. That's 2 cars today. That the points leader is saying, hey, you either get out my way or I will move you. And he's currently running in 13th. And it's too bad for Kron. He was just, you know, he's in the outside. He's just trying to battle for position, gets turned. And unfortunately for Kron, the 16 is coming out of pit road. He runs into the 16. That's right on board Robert Kron. Man, that is tough. That really is a tough pill to swallow there, for sure. I have a feeling a lot of drivers are going to be talking after this race in the garage area for sure. I think that was the 6th caution, if I'm not mistaken. I definitely have lost track. And we are not even halfway through. I'm not sure what's going to happen with pit stops. We've had so many cautions. We might be good on fuel, but might not be good with tires. The tires are going to wear. They wear at this track pretty quick. Especially if we have a long green flag run, which we haven't had today. We've had a bunch of cautions, so drivers have been able to save fuel. I've seen some cars go on pit road, maybe change 2 tires or 4. But at this rate, you don't want to lose a lot of positions. We only have 24 cars on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap is the 17 of Robert Kron. Somehow he's still on the lead lap. We should get the 1 to go next time by. And we do. 1 to go signal. It has been an eventful race for sure so far, with a lot of wrecks. If you like a lot of wrecks, this is your type of race. Pace car ducks onto pit road once again. Tyler Rogalski has led the whole time. Green flag waves, and we are back to racing here at Martinsville. And the 119 dives to the inside. Can he take the lead away? That outside lane is not as fast as that inside lane. Javier Vasquez is going to follow Ace Blade. Ace Blade is going to make this pass. Ace Blade in the lead for the first time today. Javier's trying to take 2nd place from his teammate. Here comes Eric Belmont. He's going to try to take 3rd. Tyler Rogalski needs to get back in line, and he does. All over the bumper of the 7. He got back in line, but not for too long, as we got a battle for 3rd and a battle for 5th. Tyler Rogalski still battling the 9 of Eric Belmont for 3rd. And Eric Belmont finally gets him. There's Ace Blade. Excuse me, that's Evan Ethel. Ace Howard. I get those 2 confused. Ace Howard is currently in 6th. Evan Ethel having a great run in the top 5. His season has not gone how he's wanted. He's had a fast car. He's just had either mechanical failures or just something happened to that car. And I don't want to jinx him, So far, he's in the top 500. Great run. He has a little bumper damage, but I think everyone has damage at this point with all the chaos that has gone on. As we check on your leader of Ace Blade, he is pulling away from Javier Vasquez. About almost a second getting there. And I think this is the longest green flag laps we've had so far today, and that says a lot. As we're getting close to the halfway point of this race. Javier Vasquez in second. Eric Belmont. Tyler Rogalski has fallen back to fourth. Behind him, you have Evan Ethel, Ace Howard. Joe Beatty having a good race so far. Mitch O'Brien's ahead of him, but Mitch O'Brien has some issues. He's quite a few laps down. And Joe Beatty has quietly been having a good car. This season, for sure. I mean, he's had some bad stuff happen here and there, but he's always like quietly in the top 10 or top 15. There's Matt Jones right behind him. Matt Jones currently in 8th. And behind him is Rhett Sawyer in the top 10, currently in 9th, and then it's his teammate of Doug Britton. Doug Britton rounds out your top 10, and then you see Merle McGuire in 29th. I mean, that number 29 in 11th. Chester Chess currently 24th. He got hit coming out of pit road. Wasn't his fault. There you see the 190 of James Hogan, currently in 12th, having a decent run. Then Freddie Trammell, man, he had that incident in the first lap. He's currently 32nd. Hunter Houston, he was involved in that, man. He's in 13th. Somehow, Dave kept that car going. Doesn't have a lot of damage compared to some of the other ones. And you see Stefan Forge currently in 14th, and Stephen Waters in 15th, and Mason Stonewall in 16th, and E. Weezy in 17th. As we check on your leader, Ace Blade. Still about 0.8 of a second over Vasquez. As we are getting to the halfway point of this race. And this has been our longest green flag run, and now we're going to start running into lap traffic. It's only a half-mile track. So now these drivers are going to have to contend with this. We're going to see how well these drivers can manage going through this traffic here. Almost a second lead over the 7, and about 2.5 second lead over the 9. And Ace Blade is a lightning fast for sure. As he's to the bumper of the 20. He's going to have to try to make quick work of the 20 because the 7 will close that gap and close it quick. The 119 trying to find an opening somewhere. He's all over the bumper of that 20, but the 20 is not budging. And he has put the bumper to the 20, but the 20 does not want to move, and the 7 is right there. And he really puts the bumper to the 20 hits the wall. And he moved him out the way. He did not want to lose the lead. And he put the bumper to that 20. The 20's still on the track. He hit the wall, but he's still going. He's still good. Ace Blade is determined today. He's not playing. You either move or I'll move you. Those are your options. And that's what Martinsville is all about. If there's no lane, you're going to make a lane for sure. There's not much grip on the outside, so you really can't make a pass on the outside. It's all in the inside line. And there's just not a lot of room in this short track. As you see, there's a few more lapped cars up ahead. That's William Thompson there. About a half-second lead over the 7 of Vasquez. Vasquez has been running good the last 2 races. Last race couldn't get Eric Belmont finished in second. Currently running in second right now. And there's Eric Belmont there in third. Tyler Rogalski in fourth. And Evan Ethel just having a solid day. Currently in fifth. And that's where he wants to stay. I mean, he just wants a good finish this season. He just hasn't caught any breaks. He just wants to catch a break. As we go a little further back in the field, there's James Hogan currently in 11th. The 18 of Eustis in 12th. Your points leader, Stephen Waters, he is currently in 13th. And Ace Howard has fallen back all the way down to 15th. And he don't have no damage on that car. Maybe it's just on the long run. His car is just not made for the long runs right at this track, and he's suffering. He has lost a ton of positions. Behind him is Stefan Forge, E-Weezy, and Trent Rivera. The 19 of David Leathers currently in 20th. And behind him is the 8 of Sebastian and the 1 of Odeon. As we check on your leader of Ace Blade. Still in the lead as he just put Odeon Muldoon a lap down. About 1.2 seconds. That is his lead. Actually 1 second now. That is his lead. That is his lead over the 7. And about 2.4 seconds over the 43 of Tyler Rogalski. So Rogalski got by the 9 of Eric Belmont. Everyone is dealing with traffic at this point. But it looks like some people are just moving out the way, which is good. There's some lap traffic ahead of the 119. But the 119 doesn't seem to be having a lot of issues getting by these cars. As he gets by the 17 of Robert Cron. Now he's trying to get by the 25 of Lotus Lee. His bumper's all smashed in. 2-second lead for Blade. He's got a rocket ship today for sure, especially in the long run. We haven't had a long run. It's been a bunch of cautions to start the race. And now we finally have a long green flag run, and he is showing what he's got today. They brought a fast car here. And that 15 better move, because we saw what he did to the 20 early on. He is on that bumper of that 15. Touches his bumper there, giving him a warning shot. He's got a decent lead, 1.8 seconds. So he's not too in a rush right now, because he knows Javier's almost 2 seconds back, and there's a few lapped cars in between them. So he could be patient this time around. Before he couldn't, because Javier closed in so fast. But he's brought that down to 1.5 seconds. Now the 119 dives to the inside. And he makes the pass finally after a few laps there. The laps go quick at this track. It's about 20 seconds a lap. But there is fall off. You're looking at almost 0.7 of a second already. And that is definitely because the tire wear. I don't think they could make it to the end on fuel, even with the caution laps. I think there's going to be one more pit stop for sure. Doug Britton, he's moved into the top 10. He's currently second in the points by 1 point over Stephen Waters. But Stephen Waters is currently in 12th. But Doug Britton has been in this top 10 since the start of the season. He quietly just works his way up. If he's not starting up front, he works his way up to the front. As he's side by side, chest to chest. So 190 now is in 10th. So we go back to your leader of Ace Blade. Almost a 2.5 second lead over the 7. He has pulled away. Yes, he got 3 cars in front of him. As we have 20 cars on the lead lap. He has his sights set on Sebastian to put him a lap down. As the laps are starting to wind down here. 90 laps in. We have about 35 laps to go. So 119 gets to the inside of Emiliano for the pass. Now can he put Sebastian a lap down? Ace Blade looking to lock himself into the playoffs. He Ain't no better way is to get a win, lock yourself in, and just try to get playoff points the rest of the way. As he gets very loose there. I mean, we're on very worn tires right now. These drivers desperately want a fresh set of tires for sure. Now the 8 gets loose coming out of the turn. The 8 gets by as everyone's slowing. And it's because we have a caution. I think that's the 7th one today. We went quite a while without a caution. Pretty long run there. As we wait for the pace car. We'll figure out what happens. But I think everyone's probably going to come in to get some tires. And yes, here we go. Your leader's coming in and everyone's going to follow suit, especially 95 laps in. Cars staying out are probably a few laps down. Who is going to come out of pit road first? Ace Blaze pit crew has to do their magic and get him out first here. Oh, and the 4 gets into the 119 on pit road. He comes out first and the 7 comes out second. And here comes Eric Belmont in third, and it looks like, no, third is, I mean, fourth is the Tiger Vogelski, and then it's fifth, Joe Beatty. But the 119 got hit. Got hit by Matt Jones. And you can see all that clutter going on, everyone trying to come out of pit road. Look at the right side of the 119. It's all pushed in. So hopefully for Ace Blade, you saw the 4 on pit road, the damage to that hood. But the 119, your leader, got damage to the right side. And hopefully it's not any damage to any of the tires. Look at that rear right there. How pushed in that fender is. But let's see what triggered that caution. And it was between James Hogan and Rhett Sawyer. As they come out of the turn there, James Hogan just puts the bumper to the 01. And Rhett Sawyer was running 9th at the time. Let's take another look at that in slow-mo. And this is what we've seen at this track. James Hogan thinks he's faster. He puts the bumper to him. I mean, lucky for Rhett Sawyer, he didn't hit anything. He's just spun around. But I think that was the 7th caution today. But the big question here is how much damage does the 119 have? How much damage does that car have? Well, serious damage, let me put it that way. He has damage, but is it going to affect that car? Will he have to come in at some point? Will something happen? Will he get some type of mechanical issue? We just don't know. And we got about 27 laps to go. He has a very fast car. A lot of cars went a lap down. They did not come out of pit road fast enough. We only have 10 cars on the lead lap. As you see, there's a lot of lap cars in front of Ace Blade. And they will stay there on the restart. So Ace Blade is going to have to navigate through this. As we get the green flag, and we are back to racing. As Ace Blade's trying to make quick work of Stephen Waters. He just wants to clear this traffic. He does not want to get caught up in this. And there's Tyler Commander. He don't want to mess with him. He put the bumper to him last time. You don't want Tyler to do some payback. As he gets by Lotus Lee. And the caution is out as you see the flagman waving the caution flag. So another caution. No surprise there. We had such a great long green flag run. And here we go again. The cautions breeding cautions. It's just been the tale of this race. As we're going to figure out what set this caution off. I think this is the 8th one, maybe, of the day. I've definitely lost track. Trying to find, not able to find what triggered that caution. Oh, I just found it. And that was 11 of Ty Bird. And the 9 of Eric Belmont just puts the bumper to him. It wasn't a serious incident, but he definitely puts the bumper to him, moves him out the way. And Ty Bird was already having a rough day. Currently running 24th. And Eric Belmont just poured salt into that wound. Nine cars on the lead lap with 20 laps to go. .25 on pit road. Fuel system problem. He's already having a rough day as well. Currently 27th. So I think this is caution 7 or 8. I definitely have lost track. And it's just going to get more aggressive from here on out. Everyone's fighting for position with only about 20 laps to go. So this probably won't be our last caution. If it is, I would be surprised. There's the green flag waves and we are underway. Ace Blade, your leader. Javier Vasquez second. Tyler Rogalski third. Eric Belmont fourth. Joe Beatty fifth. There's Doug Britton. He's currently 12th, but he is a lap down. A lot of cars got slowed up on that pit stop. And Steven Waters, he is in 10th, and he is a lap down. He's the last car on the lead lap. He is right behind Ace Blade. Javier about a second behind Ace Blade. Can he make up any ground? He doesn't have much time to do so. And pace car lights were on, so we have another caution. And you see the yellow flashing lights. We definitely have a caution. There's the flag. Ace Blade still in the lead. Ooh, he gets hit by the 5. He slowed down, got on the grass there. Ace Blade is just trying to survive this race and come out of here with the win and lock himself into the playoffs. But man, it's like things keep happening. He got hit by Matt Jones on pit road on the right side, and he just got rear-ended by the 5. And look at the 7. The bumper of the 7 is all messed up. He has some damage, but that did not cause the caution. We'll try to figure out what caused that caution. It looks like it was Eweezy. The 43 is very close on his teammate. And the teammate puts the bumper to the 12 and he slams into the wall hard. Luckily, no one is coming. No one hits him. And right there, his teammate puts the bumper to that rear end there, that quarter panel. He slams into that wall. His day might be done. I'm sure they're going to have a talk about this in the team meeting. That is for sure. Never want to see teammates get into it. Rough day for Eweezy. Having a good season. But a rough day today at Martinsville. Eweezy currently 4th in the points, but that's probably going to change after today. As Eweezy heads on to pit road. It's been a wild one here, for sure. A lot of cautions to start the race. Then we had a long green flag run. And now we're towards the end of the race, and everyone is super aggressive. They're trying to gain as many positions as they can. And we should get the one to go this time by. We don't get it yet. But Ace Blade, after maybe it's the fourth caution of the day, once we had that long green flag run, he was just gone. That car is very fast on those long runs. And he's had a few incidents with the 4 and the 5. As you can see the damage on that car. But he's just looking to escape out of here with a win. Especially bringing a hot rod like this to the track. You don't want to lose a race like this due to something else that's out of your control. Especially when we don't know what the rest of the season's going to bring. We're getting ready for our first major progression of the season. As the green flag waves and we are back to racing. Ace Blade, all he does is wants to just pull away from that 7. Because the 43 is about 2.5 seconds back, and the 31 is about 3 seconds. So all he has to worry about is that 7. As we go around turns 3 and 4. It'll be 8 laps to go this time by. Can Ace Blade hold on for a few more laps? He's doing a good job. He's got Stephen Waters between him and the 7. That's a lapped car. And he wants to keep it that way because then Javier just cannot gain no momentum. Javier is going to have to get by that 5. And the caution is out, and that might be the race. And the 25 is on the apron. And he was probably involved in that incident. That was 25 of Lotus Lee. We'll see if anyone goes on pit road. I highly doubt it. Because in a short track, you're just going to lose so much position. You're not going to have enough time to gain it back. There's just no passing lanes here. You got one lane to make a pass. I mean, it's extremely difficult at this track. It really doesn't make no sense to come in, get fresh set of tires. If there was 50 to go, 30 to go, could take that risk, but let's see what happened to the 25, because it definitely looked like he was the one involved. There's Lotus Lee. Behind him is Evan Ethel. Evan Ethel currently in 7th. And something happened to the 25. He just like literally slowed down. He just slows down right in front of the 83. The 83, there was nothing he could do. And we know early, a few, I think like 20 laps ago, the 25 had a fuel system problem that they were trying to resolve, and it looks like it came back. Because he definitely just stops there. Almost like he lost his throttle. So that was definitely not the 83's fault. But is that the race? As we got 4 laps to go. And we only have 7 cars on the lead lap. Ace Blade is your leader. Javier Vasquez in second. Tyler Rogalski in third. Eric Belmont in fourth. Joe Beatty having a great run in fifth. Trunyon Dunn in sixth, having a great run. He's already locked into the playoffs. Evan Ethel in the top 10, still having a good run. He's in seventh. Stephen Waters, your points leader, in eighth. Doug Britton in ninth. And Mason Stonewall is in the top 10. Then you have the 32 of Ace Howard in 11th. Brett Sawyer in 12th. Trent Rivera, I think this might be his best run of the season, currently 13th. James Hogan in 14th. Sebastian having a decent run in the top 15, with Merle McGuire in 16th. And do we get the one to go? We do. So we're going to have one lap shootout here to end this race. But I don't know if that 7 can get there. There's a car between them. This is only a half-mile track. I mean, he's going to need something to happen to that 119. Some type of mistake. As we about to go green for one lap. Can Ace Blade win at Martinsville? Green flag waves and we're on the way. So go into turns 1 and 2. He goes into turns 3 and 4. The 7 way back there. No shot as he comes out of turn 4. Ace Blade wins at Martinsville, takes the checkered flag and locks himself into the playoffs. And gets through all that chaos we had today and all the damage suffered to that car, and he survives and wins this race. Heck of a run for the 119. He definitely earned this win. What a run by the 119. Well, let's go down the final standings here. This is the 119 Ace Blade. He is your winner. Javier Vasquez in second. Tyler Rogalski in third. Eric Belmont fourth. Joe Beatty fifth. Trunyon Dunn sixth. Evan Ethel finally gets in the top 10 this season. Good run for him. He's in seventh. Stephen Waters, his teammate, in eighth. Doug Britton, another top 10 finish. Finished in ninth, right behind the points leader. So he did not lose barely any ground to that 5 in the standings. And the 32 of Ace Howard, he finishes 10th. Mason Stonewall with a decent run in 11th, as well as Brett Sawyer in 12th. Trent Rivera in 13th. James Hogan in 14th. Sebastian in the top 15. That's his best finish this season. Merle McGuire in 16th. Mitchell O'Brien, even with the issues he had with the cut tire and all that, finished 17th. Odeon finishes 18th. The 11 of Ty Bird finishes 19th. Matt Jones in 20th. Hunter Hustis in 21st. I mean, he had that incident in the first lap, and somehow he still manages. I mean, 21st is not the best, but It could have been a lot worse. In 22nd, the 19 of David Leathers. In 23rd, Stefan Forge. Emiliano finishes in 24th. In 25th, the 17 of Robert Cron. Then it's Brogan in 26th. Tyler Commander in 27th. In 28th, E Weezy. He's definitely going to lose some ground in the points. A rough, very rough day for him. Freddie Trammell, great qualifying. It just got bit in that first lap where Houston, James Belt got caught up in all that mess. So unfortunate for him because he qualified great. I would have loved to see how fast that car was in the long run. The 15 of Chris Delroe in 30th. 88 of Justin Reeside on another rough day in 31st. The 38 of William Thompson in 32nd. The 25th had some type of fuel issue most of the race, about halfway through the race. He finishes 8 laps down in 33rd. The 16 of Chester Chess in 34th. In 35th is Thomas Noble. Not a great day for him. 36 is the 02 of Gunny McGuire. He got caught up in that wreck, man. I mean, he's had 2 races where it just wasn't his fault and wrong place at the wrong time for that 02. The 77 of Luigi finishes 37th. The 170 of Adion finished 38th. Then you had Ani finish in 39th. He had an issue. I'm trying to see what his issue was. His gearbox. That was towards the beginning of the race. And finished last, James Belt. He was in that incident in that first lap, and his car was not the same. They just parked it, and his day was over. So a rough day for a lot of drivers, but a great day for a lot of drivers as well. And that's Martinsville. I mean, there's not many passing lanes. You know, you either have to make a lane or dive it in on entry and try to push them out the way. And tempers flare at this track for sure. I'm sure a lot of drivers will have some conversations after this race. And now we enter our first major progression window. So just a reminder of how all this works, because this is um, very new to us. So all cars and driver attributes are going to get automatically increased by 7 points. Then each owner is going to have 10 points to use on driver attributes and on the car. So the driver is going to get 10 points wherever the owner puts those points. And then the car itself of that driver is going to get 10 points as well. And the owner is going to have that for each driver on the team. So everyone's going to get a boost, and the owner's points, owners decide where they put those points. The league automatically gives you points, but that's 7 points for each category. So if you put 60 in aggression, for example, it automatically goes to 67. And then the owner is going to put his points. That's how it's going to work. So this is the first major progression. Then 4 races from now, we'll have the second major progression. And that's it for progressions for the rest of the season. And owners will have their some bonus bank points that they could use the rest of the way. And then for race 5, we head to Atlanta. Then we head to Michigan. Richmond. Richmond, only 39 cars qualify. So one car is not going to make the field. So hopefully you have your cars tuned in right for Richmond, because one driver is not going to make the field. And then we head to Sonoma. And then we hit our next major progression. So we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up, and the racing is just going to get more intense from here on out, and I'm looking forward to it. And as always, thank you for supporting the stream and the league. I will see you guys next time.